This is an unedited recording of the full meeting. Public comments are held at the end of the meeting. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button and leave a comment. It really helps the algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get all the upcoming videos from our channel. Thank you and enjoy the video.
I call this meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Please take your seats. There was an executive session held prior to tonight's council meeting to discuss personnel. Roll call, please.
Heister. Savage. Here. Brochus.
Here.
Barnhart. Here. Martina.
Here.
Is there any comment on agenda items at this time? Any comment on agenda items at this time? All right. We're just going to do a quick update for Danielle and the river cleanup that took place over the weekend. That way she can get out of here and not have to stay for the whole
I know, it's finally the day I can say, okay, the river's clean, I can get to my house. I wanted to stop in tonight. Last time I was here was 2 years ago when I first took over the chairperson of the Sunbury River Cleanup Project. And I'm not sure if you follow us on Facebook or not, but it's become like the thing to do. We have, just for yesterday's event, we had 175 volunteers. And that's not including, like, I branched out, I started working with this 5-star school, and they just had their 3rd year cleanup. We're doing community cleanup, I provide them with some educational materials. And I talked to the teachers and staff, they really look forward to it. You're all familiar with 5-star school, these probably would be kids you typically think would want to go on community pickup litter. So, it's, so I'm working with them, and over the past few years, we've connected with the library, getting kids out and, you know, taking care of the environment and having pride in their community. But anyway, reminding back to where I was at. Okay, so, Steve was gonna come because he was a big help. In the 2 years I've been, it was actually my 3rd or 4th year, I forget, but I'm starting to get to know my Sunbury go-tos. Steve is one of them. He's a big help with getting things that I need. So is Pat. I don't have the last name, it's Pat / dumpster guy. And then Josh helps bring the wheelbarrows. Like, everybody does their part to really pull this day off. I won't go on too long here, but just wanted to make sure I definitely said thank you, because it definitely is a team effort. And shout out to DPW as well, because like the river walk that gets very polluted with high waters, they've done a good job keeping that cleaned up. And also Front Street, I love that they don't just mow over all the trash, actually pick it up. So that's a plus to keep it, you know, nice coming into town. But yeah, as far as yesterday, we had 7 boaters. They brought their boats, took about 40 volunteers out. And we also had like 20 territories covered around Sunbury, Northumberland, near different tributaries. Milepost Road, Memorial Drive was covered. The ramps into Sunbury. My daughter actually took the one up the Sunbury Bridge on that narrow stretch. I didn't know she was doing that, but she's like, I can't stand looking at that. So she took care of that with her friends. But anyway, we also had groups. Randy was here. She had her group from Sunday school. They came out. Lori in the back, she had her granddaughter. They went on the island for the first time. So it's a great event where a lot of different groups come together. Total, today we had 2.5 tons of debris that we collected. This is just a 2-hour cleanup. 2.5 tons of debris, 1.5 tons of tires, and this doesn't include the bags that were not picked up from Route 11, Snydertown Road, Route 61, I know I counted 12 bags there, and the Chestnut Street extension. So moving forward, we're going to continue this. We always try to do a fall one. It's not as big as the spring one, but we still try to keep up with it throughout the year. Also moving forward, Wise is a big sponsor of us. They've given us some extra money to work with. So we thought about adding some signage, just simply like, leave no trace. It's simple things, but it does work. Doug Fessler's put signs down in that one area on that Chestnut Street extension, and he's seen a big difference there just with that. And this, the trash can we provided at the boat launch, huge help. Because every time I go down there, people are using it. Otherwise, they just toss it. So, work together there. I'll keep you posted to what idea I have next with that. So, but thank you to everyone here who has helped with that.
Thank you, Danielle, and thank everyone involved with it, so thank you. Moving on, old business, I'm gonna start off with Joel. Some good news here, so.
Two things. The skate park, we are happy to announce, I've already told the guys here that you were approved for a not a 501c3, but for a nonprofit organization from Pennsylvania. I'm asking that you guys okay it, that I can go ahead with the 501c3 for you and sign on your behalf such that I can get the federal paperwork moving for you. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Great. The other one, real quick, is the liquor license. I saw Lori back here and it reminded me, the liquor license noise issue. I had sent out a letter to the sergeant in charge of enforcement up in Williamsport, and this was the individual who had signed the letters that went out to the Herb folks that were here before. He contacted me almost immediately and said, you have to go through the board in Harrisburg. So I contacted them, and they came back and said, no, you gotta go through the enforcement guy in Williamsport. And I said, well, that's really helpful. So at this point, they've given me a phone number. At the end of last week, I got a phone number. I'm gonna try and call down there, hopefully tomorrow. I didn't get a chance to do it today. But we are moving forward, trying to help with that situation. It's just, one hand doesn't know what the other one's doing now. That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Joel. Sure. Any questions guys on the nonprofit right now?
Nope. Good to go.
All right, awesome. All right, old business, suite land development approval, Councilor Nicer.
Yes, we're gonna do some more cleanup work, not literally, but the paperwork. Michael, what do we have?
So you guys all have seen the plan and have seen our comment letter. I guess, are there any questions? So we'd be looking for two motions tonight. One, if Joel's okay with it, taking 3 waivers as one motion in accordance with our April 22nd letter.
I'm fine with that.
You okay with that? Does anybody want more information on those waivers?
I'll make a motion to waive those 3 waivers.
Second.
And those are.
So there is
those are
a point of clarification. So there are 3 waivers, but at this time, the planning commission has not reviewed the plans yet. So you would be conditionally approving the waivers, conditional upon favorable, at this point, it would be approval. You're effectively delegating approval to the planning commission, which will likely approve it on Thursday in an effort to expedite the approval process. So clarification, there are 3 waivers. It's 143.17B, 148.7, and 148.9. My third comment under salary is just a general statement. So, again, that's first motion for those 3 waivers.
Is that your motion to? Okay.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Okay, the second motion would be to conditionally final approve the plan, condition upon the planning commission approving it on Thursday.
I'll make that such a motion.
Second.
Savage.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Brochus.
Yes.
Next thing is the TVs we had discussed prior, one for council chambers and one for the conference room. Did they make a motion to purchase those 2 TVs for here in the conference room?
Second.
Martina.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Ister.
All right, thank you, Councilman Ister. Moving on to new business, I make a motion to accept the resignation of Marcus Bethel. Do I have a second? Second.
Ister.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes. All right, with that being said, I make the motion of, all right, Joel, help me out here.
You're making a motion, I believe, that you want to, on a contingency basis, hire a department manager with the contingency being there, being accepted at the next meeting. However, given the situation, you're going to be doing the interviews and the hiring, the potential hiring, prior to next meeting, so it would then be updated at the next meeting.
I put that in the form of a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Ister.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
All right, before the next one, I have a letter to read real quick. It says, Dear Chief Remingen, please accept this letter as a formal notice of resignation as a Patrol Officer 4 for the Sunbury Police Department effective April 30th, 2024. I'd like to thank you for mentoring and supporting me these past 4 years. It has been a privilege to work for you. I hope I'll be able to further assist the department in a part-time status. I will do my best to make the transition as smooth as possible. Please let me know if you have any questions regarding. Sincerely, Officer Derek Kietsky. So with that being said, I make the motion to accept the resignation of Police Officer Derek Kietsky. Do I have a second?
Ister. Savage. Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
All right, now moving on, I have a motion, I make the motion to hire Derek Kietsky as a part-time police officer for the Sunbury Police Department. Do I have a second? Second.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes. Moving on, before I make the motion, is there any questions on Christopher Baker for a part-time police officer? All right, so I'll make that form of motion to hire Christopher Baker for a part-time police officer. Do I have a second?
Savage.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
All right, for the next one, any questions on Francis Petrovich as a part-time police officer?
Question.
Yes, sir.
He's working for Snowsville full-time, you say? Correct.
All right, so with that being said, I make the motion to hire part-time police officer Francis Petrovich. Do I have a second? Second.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes. Police grants, I'm just gonna turn this over to Chief real quick here, some of the grants he's looking for, hoping to get the assistance with Derek to help apply for some of these grants. So Chief, just let everyone know what you're looking at, what you're looking to apply for the future.
Right now, we're looking at the cops grant, and forwarded it to Derek. It basically would be for the additional officer. There's grant money out there up to $125,000. Derek and I spoke about that. He has to take a look on that. Also going to be speaking on Thursday with the state representative's office up there with Cheryl. We're going to sit down and go over, because we do have different items in the police department. Tasers are coming out of date, shotguns are coming out of date, things like that. So looking for money as well with grants with them and work with Derek as well.
So, is there any questions on that? So everyone update how we are looking for things to cover costs of the equipment, police officers coming forward. Any questions on the grants? All right. Councilman Barnhart, you're up, sir.
I make a motion to hire Jennifer Martina on a part-time basis and as a code clerk. Have a second?
Second.
Ister.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Martina.
I'm gonna abstain.
I also make a motion to hire Lisa Herb as a code clerk part-time.
Second.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Keep going.
I'd like to mention though, those two hires, it was for $16 an hour for 32 hours a week.
Keep going, Councilman Barnhart.
Make a motion to approve an extension request for the Habitat for Humanity on the Line Street project.
Second.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Keep going, Councilman Barnhart, till you're finished.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance, first reading for ordinance 2024-001, booting and towing.
Second.
Savage.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Travis, thank you.
I make a motion to add to the public nuisance list 115 North 12th Street and 241, 243 South Hall Street.
Second.
Savage.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
I make a motion and I thank people to remove from the public nuisance list 40 Ridge Avenue.
Second.
Ister.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes. I make a motion to update the public nuisance list.
Second.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
All right, Councilwoman Martina.
In your package, you just have a copy of the Terry Electric. I'm just looking for a motion to update the annual contract for the maintenance year 2020.
Second.
Savage.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
Councilman Savage.
I would like to make a motion for the approval of the abstracts and vouchers for the general fund in the amount of $128,336.13. Liquid fuels in the amount of $871.34. Private grants in the amount of $17,771.52. And payroll in the amount of $63,697.42.
Second.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Savage.
Yes.
On to discussion items. Councilman Barnhart.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for about a year now, too, about property management, regulations, guidelines, and ordinances and rules, making it into, there's people from out of the area that own property in town, and they get some people in Sunbury to be property managers, and they,
Are not qualified.
thank you. Yeah, they let properties be neglected without taking good care of them. We want to try to take care of our city, so Joel and I were working on some things we could do to make sure that they have the proper credentials and licenses, insurances, and you just can't win. And also, I realized it's Pennsylvania law that if you're a property manager, you actually have to be a licensed broker, a real estate agent to negotiate leases and touch and contact money at all. And, you have to be a licensed broker to be really a property manager to like I said, do the leases and collect rent. So we're trying to remedy that to make sure everything's on the same page.
I think a good idea, I'm all for this, I think a good idea would be when people, or where the landlords have to come do their rental permits every year, they have to provide that information with, whoever their property manager is, with the qualifications, why, if we get the qualifications, what they should be, so that way like, hey, it's not just the guy next door who doesn't know how to take care of anything.
Right. Can't take care of his own place when somebody else's.
That's right. Any other questions on that one for Councilman Barnhart?
Not good.
All right, on to the back, Police Department Strategic Planning. So the chief and I have been talking, trying to think long-term here, what we can do for police officers, more so on the budget. Like, he's working with Derek right now to get as much grant money as we can to cover for equipment, so it's not coming out of our normal city budget along with salaries. The one thing that we have been talking is with, I know right now we have budgeted for 11 police officers. Right now, Officer Kieski is leaving, so it gives us another more leeway in our salaries in our budget. So we're looking long-term wise with what money we're going to be saving this year for our police department salaries. I know that normally money goes over into carryover, goes this back into the general fund, but looking at our contract, if we put that money away, however you want to word it, if we can do this, like that money that we're saving this year could pay for the increases in the salaries for the next 5 years according to our contract. So we don't have to worry about, oh man, the salaries of the police officers are going up, but we have money set aside, as we calculated for right now, for 5 years to cover those increases, not having an effect on the budget for the next 5 years. So it's just something that we're trying to plan long-term wise, because as we know, everyone's salaries are going up. It's not a secret, not just police officers, everyone's going up. But right now, the biggest budget in our city budget are police officers and their salaries. So we're trying to plan long-term to make sure, there's money there down the line to pay for these salaries, because everyone knows that they're gonna go up. So I just want to get thoughts on it, what everyone's opinion is, or whatever it may be.
I think it's a good idea to look for the future. We have a 5-year contract. We have to do the Josh's down. And Lisa, you need more of that. oversee that, is put everything on a spreadsheet. You had said up to 7 years, you did some rough
I did
calculations.
some calculations, especially with their, if we look at, and we strategically do this correctly, and we can set that money aside that we have left over. This is after hiring the police officers that are going through the processing now, and then also getting the refund back on the 75% of the tuition, as well as 45% of the salaries. So, looking down, we need to let's sit down with you and look at that Excel and just show how this, if we set this amount aside and we keep getting grants, if we can keep getting COP grants, we can keep getting grants for funding for equipment, that's just furthering more money into that account that maybe we can keep this 2024 budget for the police department at what it is for the next 5 years, if we strategically take from this account.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
He said everything's put in a spreadsheet.
And it's one of those things, like you said, we're planning for the future, you know, we always say salaries are going up, so we're trying to prevent that. So we don't have to cut officers, we're ahead of the ball game on it.
You maintain what you have.
Right.
Yeah.
It'd be a major plus if we take it, know that 5-year contract's covered
Right.
with line item money setting aside.
Mhm.
So,
But it's actually a good leeway into every other one of our departments that we should be
Oh.
doing that with.
I know we
So-
discussed before putting money away, actually line item for, parking lots or buildings, actually knowing there's X dollars in there for, for the future.
Well, we just did it for, code with the blighted property money. So it's the same idea.
Yeah.
since you spend the most in the city.
Listen, if you want the best, it's gonna cost you.
But yeah, I think, take a couple months to put it together.
All right, sounds good. All right, and then moving on to the boat launch lights. I know, Jim, we spoke about it, a couple months ago. It just re-hit me again because it was funny because we were coming back from Lock Haven Friday night, it was around midnight. We were crossing the bridge and there was like 3 or 4 boats down in the river fishing below the dam. So I just wondered if we, see what it costs to get those lights up and running again so people aren't in the dark down there.
I've gotten some costs that were crazy, it was $10,000 for all new lights down there.
For all of them, that ain't too bad. You got
I
it.
think it was only 4.
Hey, listen, things cost money.
Anyhow, we'll look into
Yeah, to get it more accurate, and I'll say we'll bring it up next meeting and see where we're at, see what it costs. Even just to get the one down by the launch itself on so people can see coming in and out, one's better than nothing.
But while we're on lights, gentlemen,
I was gonna bring it up. I was gonna bring it up.
He beat you to the punch, right?
I see that there's been a lot going on. I see that there's 2.
yes, we did some work on the lights.
Okay.
The total price to do them all is, I think it's $4,600 or $4,800. Now, you have,
So did I.
So I thought you were gonna say 1,000.
you won't be having a conversation. I know you gentlemen have $3,000 set aside and a line them down in the treasurer's office.
Yeah, well, I mean, so we kind of came in this late while Jeremy had more of that. So
What I'm getting at, I'll put up half, you guys put up the other half, and we'll do all the lights.
Well,
That's a decision for you guys to make.
Okay. Well, I was gonna ask too, because I seen that you guys kind of did it get switched to the LED? Because I seen that there's
Yes,
one
yes.
bulb in each. So was it like a trial run? I was like,
Yes.
yes, we got 14 more to put in there.
Trial. You just have to, if you agree to the half and half, I'll call Kent, he's waiting for the phone call.
Take a vote.
Yeah.
Listen,
Well,
vote amongst
originally we
the
were saying, we're like, man, we hope this doesn't dig into that money because we're left with so little. We're trying to do so much for the city, and like,
Yeah.
and people are really excited about it. I mean, like I
Yeah.
said, I was down there today, even skating before I came here, and like, I'm like, hey, look, the bulbs are gone.
Isn't
It's
there
like-
trucks, money, Derek Backer, is there a grant that we can apply for to try and help subsidize that cost? Because
I know it's not a lot, but we're
we,
just.
we
A little
don't have, we have $3,000, they're asking us for $2,400, that leaves us $600. I mean, we're already stretching the pot, and now we've stretched it even thinner. So is there a possibility that we can apply for some form of grant that neither of us
We're gonna
has to
say
pay
yes,
for
because
it?
we want the money.
Because
But-
it doesn't have to happen
Well, the
immediately,
problem is,
but
I believe you guys are concerned for the summer having lights.
Yes, yes.
So the decision has to, the longer you wait, the longer we'll get the lights.
There's a grant that we can go for.
Can we-
They have their state certification.
They do. We got it last week. But what I would
can't the
suggest,
city apply for the grant for the skate park?
We can, it's just,
I mean, we can do it through our paper too, but.
yeah, I mean, we can do it through the city. I was just thinking the entity that I would apply to, even though it is our land, I think it would show a good collaboration between the city and if the nonprofit was the individuals that were applying, and then we were there as a supporting cast, just have it flipped a little bit. I can certainly help, I'll say help with the application, help you guys write it and everything. It's very simple, in my opinion. So I could definitely work on that. I think it's, in my opinion, it's better coming from the nonprofit side of things. Also guys, kind of gets the ball rolling as far as you guys applying for grants. And then we are seen as a partnership in that endeavor, basically.
What I was gonna say, you mind doing, what I was gonna suggest, put up your half of the money contingent on you put up your half of the money so that the lights are done, because I hate to see you guys down there in the dark. Jim puts up his half, and we've already stated that we'll help you with the grant, and if the grant comes through, you get your money back. Is that cool?
Yeah. And then also, so while we're on this thing too, so like, with the police, grants and stuff going on too, like, once, if we know of grants involving skate parks and skateboarding and scootering, biking, or whatever it is to get money, is that something that we should just leave up to you, like, hey, we need, I mean, I can even come, we can get meetings.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah, we can do it that way.
I'm unfamiliar with all this stuff, but I do wanna learn. That way, that if I, come across something, oh man, something's due in like a week or two, I'm just not finding it, I'm not, while trying to run the business and having kids at home and everything else.
So, and it also kind of depends on, once we get to a good place where you guys feel comfortable, there's grants that just come from nonprofits. That you basically would come to us and at a meeting, say you planned it out, it's due in 2 months, for argument's sake. You come to us and say, hey, I found a grant for X, Y, Z, since it's your land, can I get permission to apply for this to fix this portion? We, council would vote, you guys, they would say yes, and then you guys could apply for it, and then, we could work on where the money's housed and all that type of stuff, depending on, because we've done it with the sweep project. It's kind of like the same back with that. So.
His life, that's kind of the same.
Yes.
And then like, I guess it's something like, so yes, you might as well do that. If we raise any money, and whether it's grants or not grants, like how do we access that? Like, I'm not saying like, oh, I want control of it, he wants control of it, or he wants control of it.
Well, that's where Joel would come in and he's gonna help us with the, what's the number called? The
501c3?
No.
Oh, the GIN?
Yeah.
We have that already, you have that, right?
I have that, we have that.
So all you gotta do is go to a bank, but I'll walk you through it after the meeting.
So basically what happens, what Tori does with Bike Fest, like she'll come and say, hey, I'm gonna spend X dollars on this thing. And we just sit here and say, approve it, or not disapprove it, not approve it. So basically, that's how you can access your own money. So let's just say you get a grant for whatever it may be, all right, it goes in the account that the city has, and you wanna have access to that money, so you come to me and say, hey, we wanna spend, for example, $1,000 on whatever. You guys approve it, and then that's how it happens.
So like, say like, oops, sorry.
No, we would basically do a line item like we do sweep for them.
Basically, sweep, Lake Fest, all those.
So like, if I were to raise,
You have that down there. There is a line item down there with 3,000 cents.
That's what I mean, and that's, so they'd have their separation.
It would be treated the same as
Yes.
we currently do.
Except that, let me jump in real quick, okay, there's an exception.
Oh, sorry,
Okay?
my fault.
You guys, no. You guys are a little different than Light Fest, because you have your own entity.
yes.
Light Fest does not. So you can open a bank account, and if you guys get monies in outside of what the city's bringing in, you can put it in there, so you have a discretionary fund that you don't have to come back to the city for. Now, the monies that the city's getting for you through grants, whatever, would go into that line item. But if you can get other monies, it can go right in your bank account.
And then both pots come together in the end.
That's what I was gonna ask, was I was gonna say that like, I wanna do Riverfest, I wanna do Sunbury Celebration, I wanna set up a tent, for the shop, but also, hey, this is what we're trying to do for the city, this is our local skate park, if I make t-shirts or raffle boards or do anything like that.
Set a donation pot on the counter and like
Anything
deposit
like
money
that.
at the end.
So we kinda handled that side of it with the EIN number and the bank account, so.
Bree wanted to jump in.
I have actually one little request as this partnership is growing beautifully here. And Joel, this would be looking straight at you as far as putting on the list of maybe items to gather up for them too. If there could be some sort of formal letter writing from the city approving any renovations, updates, use of the property, that will go a long way with funders to know that they have the permission to do so. So that's outside like the fundraising, but the actual property itself, so that it doesn't hold up the show on any funding opportunities.
She's a lot more experienced than I do there, so.
Thank you very much.
I wish you the best with all the fundraising.
Thank you very much, appreciate that. Like I said, we're just trying to make it.
One other thing, I have a gentleman looking, some of those ramps where they're butted together, there's an all set. And I was down, and there's some legs that are actually broken, so we're,
Yeah.
working, jacking them up and putting new legs.
Awesome, fantastic.
I got that happening, the lights now, which I'll make a phone call tomorrow. And I'm still trying to find a contractor that has time to take and change the panels. I think we have maybe 10 panels down there in the warehouse, which will do a lot of what we have there.
It'll do quite a bit, but the hard part is that they're not pre-drilled or pre-cut or any of that, you know, so on top of removing the old ones, you now have to measure out and drill and, you know.
We're hoping we can take a panel off and lay on top of the existing, mark and drill.
Hope, because most of them are not half of what's supposed to be there.
So, getting able to make progress.
Thank you.
I would hope by the end of, maybe by the end of the month we can have the lights done.
That'd be fantastic. Like I said, people are really, really excited. And it's great, like having the shop now, people are coming in and like, hey, what's going on? How can I help? I mean, there's so many helping hands. I mean, we want to do like maybe a little cookout thing, maybe a bakery came, maybe we want to do free buns. You know, it's just cool seeing that like people are coming together to try to help instead of it being more, you know, profit. Don't want to use the word, but yes. So we're trying, and thank you very much for what I wanted to say, Jim. I really appreciate it.
No problem, and thank you for your help and so forth, all of you. And I was up the other day watching a ball game with my grandson. We have a nice little pavilion there.
Yeah.
We used to have picnic tables.
I want picnic tables, absolutely.
Pardon?
I would like it to be used for what it is instead of kids, you know, like,
Anyhow, they took picnic tables and used them for ramps.
Yeah.
That's why there's no tables there. But I didn't know you wanted, apparently you don't want picnic tables there.
No, that's not, I do, I do, yes. No, we want it to be, because like, I mean, Lewisburg Skate Park, they have one close too. I mean, kids have birthday parties there, families can set up whatever, kids can use the park. I mean, maybe when I was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you know, we were probably those kids underneath there. but I'm just saying that, like, you know, we're trying to, you know, hey, I want to take over, you know, these guys too, just be like, hey, you know, don't mess this up for us. We're trying. We had soda machines down there that got vandalized, and half of this vandalism stuff too that happened there were kids that weren't even part of the skate park, even weren't using it. The whole, when I was there when the first spray painting happened, they repainted all the ramps black. It made it a slippery mess. I mean, oh my gosh, it was terrible. We couldn't wait for the paint to wear off. But like,
We're working on with the chief and the mayor, we're gonna have a pretty neat camera system up there.
that'd be great.
It's gonna take a couple months, so don't expect it tomorrow.
No, that's fine. Lights are first. But no, like I said, we got a lot of plans, and this is great. So we really appreciate it. Absolutely. Thank you.
Moving on to announcements. Accepting letters of interest of one open spot on the Harb. Must be a licensed contractor. Please contact Robert or Jeff in the mayor's office. Accepting letters of interest for 7 open spots for the Nuisance Abatement Board of Appeals. The next city council meeting will be May 13th at 6:15. Sunbury Summer Kickoff is June 8th down by the river. Tattoo Convention Inked Rink is June 7th through the 9th. Any questions, contact Chris Bucher. Christmas in July is Saturday, July 27th from 9 to 4 at Cameron Park. Any other announcements? Am I missing anyone?
How did the?
Oh, the recycling.
How did that go?
Recycling went well. We filled one of the long Mack trucks with recyclables. Plus we had a trailer and 2 truckloads of misfits, like things that the recycling guys wouldn't take. We got rid of all that stuff yesterday or Saturday. And then donations were, I think, $370 to go to the summer kickoff.
And we have 2 TVs sitting there somewhere.
2 T, you didn't take them? I asked him to be there.
You know where they
Take them to his house.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I think that big screen by now, putting all those little tiny ones together. Is there any public comment at this time? Please state your name.
Lori Johnson. John, what is this new ordinance, this booting and towing thing? What is that?
Give you all the information, the whole ordinance is here, you can get that down at the mayor's office. It's for people with outstanding unsettled parking violations. Did you want to go into detail on it?
Basically, it's the abandoned vehicles that are all over town. And we want to boot them, and so you put a boot on them like you see in the city, the big cities. then if the boot's on for so long, we can then tow them away. That gives us the ability to tow them away. So we passed this ordinance so that, now, it'll also be people who are parked illegally, you know, for 3 days or something, they may get booted, but really it's more geared toward the abandoned vehicles and vehicles that have been sitting along the streets and those kind of things, so that we can get rid of them. And then people can certainly get them back, but it allows us to kind of beautify the city a bit.
Okay. All right, just wondering, I didn't know what it was. That's-
Right.
Were you worried?
No, I'm not worried at all, I don't live in town.
Also, it's gonna cure some of our open fines.
Right.
We have people that have like 30-some tickets for parking tickets.
Right.
And we can just go up, we can go in, and if you don't wanna go down and take care of it, then we can then remove your vehicle and go from there. So it's to combat and get some of this, we have so many fines out there, or unpaid fines, it's just ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, it's a good thing, there's a lot of vehicles that are unlicensed and everything, they
That
never
was
see
seen
the
in
yards.
what we had talked about, the code working with the police,
Mhm.
so the code's gonna be part of this also.
Okay, thank you.
Any other public comment at this time? Any other public comment? Oh, I didn't see your hand there. Please state your name.
Mary Collier from Sunbury Fire Police. We have asked and asked and asked about our parking lot. We never did ask the city to pay for it. Derek said he would help us with getting grants and stuff and has never done it. The other day I walked in here, was humiliated by Derek. Don't think the city's gonna pay for it. We didn't ask. We just asked for help with grants or whatever. Maybe somebody could donate money. He said, I told you, go dang. He never told us that. These guys are here as my witness too. It was never brought up to us, except he was waiting for whatever, to get an estimate. We got him then. Never heard a word after that. I come here with a heavy heart because I am just, was embarrassed. John was there, he can testify to it. Either he's gonna help or he's not, or we go on our own.
Well, Mary, I apologize.
No, you don't apologize for him.
Let me finish on behalf of the city. First of all, second of all, you guys have discussed that. I didn't get back down. I know, I talked to Steve Walker about cutting the asphalt out and filling with modified stone and compacting it tight and see what happens. We think, remember that's the place where it blew up years ago and burned down and so forth, where you built the building. And I think there's something was buried down there, just rotted away. One time we thought it was a sewer line, we have checked that all out, it's not the issue. So I'll go back to Walker tomorrow. Tuesday, well, tomorrow's Tuesday, or Wednesday.
We can Band-Aid it. We can do it the cheap way around, so we don't even have to bother you guys.
Well,
But who's gonna get it next?
but Mary, please, by doing this way, we're gonna find out, because I know you got estimates, basically take the parking lot out and recompact it and so forth, that was what, $10,000 one time? Well, you folks don't have that kind of money, I don't think that's necessary. Let's try the easy way first, and we'll go from there.
Well,
Sound
it's
fair?
pulling away from the building now, it's getting bigger. I'm not worried about us, because our guys all know not to go there or park on there. But what about the kids that ride through with their bicycles?
Just let me look at it, we'll see what we can do. I don't have an answer tonight, I'll tell you, it's obvious. Okay, don't yell at me, please.
I'm not yelling at nobody, I don't yell.
Oh,
She just gets-
I want to scream when I called every name in the book. Yes, I do. I want you guys to stand out there in the rain, the snow, sleet, and hail, and thank you for the rain suits, we appreciate it. They came in very handy. And get called names and everything else and not yell. Oh, may I please ask you to move your car? Yeah, okay.
You don't say. I'll get back, okay?
Mary, you said about children riding bikes through your property. Don't you have gates there that you could
We
close?
do, but we leave it open a little bit for the mailman. And the kids don't stay off it, they come over there and do what they.
Maybe a simple fix is maybe moving the mailbox out to the gate?
No, let's fix the hole.
Well, but I'm saying just for safety concern, close the gate. Simple result.
They still walk through there. We have cameras. We can put the gate up, put the chain up, they still walk through it. And the police patrol up there,
Yeah, you get caught again.
right? Am I right or wrong?
We thank you for all you guys do down there. You guys are a big blessing and a big savings on.
We try to help out whenever you guys yell, fire police. We can't always be there, but we try.
Bill can be there though.
But
Here's this in a fist fight.
No. Anything else, Barry?
I think that's it. You guys have anything to say?
Nope.
All right, thank you, Barry. Any other public comment at this time? Go ahead, please say your name.
Joe Bartello, I just wanted to mention that the sandwich stroll is going to be June 8th also.
Where can they get tickets at, Joe?
On the SRI website.
Okay.
They're on sale now, the early bird special. You get 12 tasting coupons for $10 by the end of April. And then when May starts, it's only going to be 10 tasting coupons for $10. And you have to buy your tickets by May 31st.
All right. Thank you, Joe.
Yep.
Any other public comment at this time? All right, adjourn this meeting.